up until this point. In fact, what we're told is today is June 5th. And so come, let's say, June 8th, June 9th, all services will be withdrawn by our nurses and our midwives.
I'd like to say good morning to our viewers, cherished viewers, and also to say good morning to all the nurses, midwives on strike, wherever they are. Nursing, a beautiful calling. People who are supposed to have empathy for humanity suddenly decide that we are not going to look after people anymore because a government has not looked after us. You can fight with the government, but you don't punish the people, those very people that you have sworn to help. I am yet to see nurses go on strike because there's no oxygen in a hospital, because there are no hospital beds, because there are no medications, because government has not provided certain amenities that would make the lives of patients better. You go to Kolebu and it's a shadow of itself, run down, and you ask yourself, do we really have a working health program in this country? I am saddened that at this time that Ghanaians are living through what we call a reset era to get everything put in place. Our nurses will not have empathy and decide at least to say, look, if they're asking for time, let's give them a little bit of time. We know the sufferings of nurses. I feel their pain. I feel that nurses have not been treated well, truth be told.
They haven't been treated well?
No, truth be told. If you look at other jurisdictions, the kinds of things that they have, the kinds of opportunities that are given them, probably we cannot match that. But then, if we can at least sometimes look within us and see that these people are sacrificing for our mothers, for our children, and God knows what, let us also let them enjoy a little bit. We are running into buses, trotro, with nurses. You know? They are supposed to be at work at a certain time.
That's right. And
they are cramming to get to work in the trotros and whatnot. At one time, we had an opportunity for them to at least import their own cars, duty-free, tax-free, whatever. I don't know if it's still there. But we are running with nurses along that route. Accommodation. A nurse is working at a place and is traveling probably from, let's say you're working at 37, and you have to come all the way from Amasaman or Kaswa. I mean, that is not good enough. So there are certain things that we expect that governments will provide to make them comfortable. When it comes to the issue of remuneration, we're looking at a general issue which affects all Ghanaians, all workers, public service, civil servants, everybody. But thanks to the single spine, I think nurses also enjoyed a little bit of a push. So now we can gladly say that when it comes to salaries, it's not so bad. Other conditions of service, which I don't know which one they're talking about, they're saying that if a nurse gets ill, you have to cater for yourself. I think that is wrong. At least there must be a cutoff point that you can access this kind of treatment, okay?
Right.
And then when it gets to maybe buying your drugs, you buy your drugs. But I'm told that they only get a coffin. Somebody told me that. Coffin, and I find that to be insulting. If you're looking after people and all that you get for free is probably a coffin. But if you go on to the hospital bed, you might have to pay for it.
Right.
That is wrong. We have to try as much as possible to see to it that we make them comfortable. In return, we expect our nurses to also treat us right as patients, as Ghanaians.
Are they not?
You see, I've always believed that teaching and nursing are a calling. But these days, we have commercialized these two institutions. We have those nurses who have gone there because they feel for the humanity and they want to be nurses. They want to care. It's a natural thing that comes to them. And then we have those that are in nursing because, oh, it's one of the jobs that anywhere at all in the world you can make money. So let's go in there. And they are the ones that I'm speaking to this morning. If you went into nursing because of money, you are at the wrong place. Nursing is not about money. Nursing is about empathy. Nursing is about having that human feeling for your fellow human being.
Well, darling, we often get a lot of pushback when we go on this tangent because our nurses will say that, well, a calling is not going to put fuel in my car. It's
go
a
to a private hospital.
It's a calling, but I have to eat.
Yes, please go to a private hospital. Get a job in a private hospital. They are for profit. Public hospitals are not for profit. When nurses go on strike from public hospitals, it is the ordinary Ghanaian that suffers. The majority of people around, those who can afford it, they are in private hospitals. This morning, somebody's just driven a daughter or a mother or a wife to a private hospital and is getting good care. You are sitting in Accra, Kufredua, somewhere, Takrade, Tamale, Navrongo, Paga, somewhere, and you decide to go on strike. Your person is somewhere else and is sick and cannot afford to go to a private hospital. Have you thought of that? Have you thought of the fact that you can go home and your child will be sick? Where are you going to take that person when you're on strike or your mother is sick? And looking at the situation we are in now, this is the rainy season. Cholera is out there. Typhoid is out there. Rheumatism, arthritis for old people. You understand? This is a very bad time for me as a person to think that people who are supposed to have empathy would go on strike. Maybe they're doing it for what? Good measure, for government to feel the impacts. But it's not about government. It's about the people that depend on you for survival. It's not about governments. So I will appeal to the nurses that, yes, we are happy. You've gone on strike, but for a few days. But when I hear a member of the nursing council, I don't know if it's the general secretary, one of the gentlemen that we're talking to, say that they will go on strike for as long as it takes. We don't have that kind of luxury. We can't afford to have you go on strike as long as you banter with governments. How about the ordinary people who are sitting there who depend on you? And that is why government says, let's talk about it. Give us time. If it's not there, it's not there. So I am of the view that, yes, we agree with you, nurses and midwives, that you deserve a better deal for the kind of work that you do. Fine. Let us, those on the streets, empathize with you for that. But right now, word on the streets, they are not in sympathy with them.
You say that the everyday Ghanaian hasn't bought into this agenda?
No.
From where you sit, you're checking the temperature and...
from where I sit.
It's not looking good for our nurses.
You understand? It's not just the nurses. I don't know about teachers, if they have pushed up their salaries. I don't know about doctors. I don't know about other public servants. I don't know about the security agencies. Has government pushed up? Because I know there was a 10% pay increment across board. Did nurses enjoy it? Do they think that it's not enough? Is there another way to sit with government and get these things sorted out than a strike? And I just want to tell them that, it's coming to a time where Ghanaians will start attacking people on the streets.
Will start attacking people on the streets?
Because you see, if I lose my child today because a nurse didn't come to work, the next time I see a nurse, do you know what kind of thing I'm going to do? Especially if I think that you are working at Adabraka or you are working at Osu somewhere or you're working somewhere and I brought my child and nobody took care of that child and that child died or my mother died or my father died or my uncle died. Have they thought of that? Sometimes you have to put a human face on something. So I will plead with them to go back to work so that they sit with government and find ways of solving these issues. And I will appeal to government to also look at their grievances. They have genuine concerns. You understand? They have genuine concerns. I can see that things have changed a lot within the nursing scope. In those days, when you saw a nurse, you saw a real humble-looking somebody. These days, they are sitting down. You come to hospital, and nurses are on their phones. They don't even mind you.
They don't mind you.
They don't even mind you. They're on their phones. They're on TikTok. They're on social media. Is that what you were employed to do? We find nurses who they just don't have empathy for anybody. And that is why the public is not so enthused about this strike. So these are things that they themselves, the nurses themselves, will also have to think that, yes, we are asking the public to support us, but you should also do for the public what they expect of you. Growing up, I knew that nurses were in flat shoes. Now you find some of them in heels. Growing up,
nurses are wearing
they
heels.
don't have nails. Now we have them in nails and colored nails. Is that part of your job? Nurses, we find them with all the rasters and things. We have a new kind of millennium nurse. And that, for me, I am asking the Nurses and Midwives Council to also straighten up their organization, to bring them back to basics, bring them back to what we expect of nurses, what we expect also of some doctors who also do the same things. You go into a consulting room and a doctor is busy on the mobile phone.
Not paying attention to you.
Exactly. As to whether he's heard what you've said or not, at the end of it, he'll give you a prescription. Did you hear what I came here to complain about? You understand? Let's be serious for once. We are building a country, we want to build a healthy country. But at the same time, we want to build a disciplined country. And therefore, all of us must put our hands on deck and do the right things. We shouldn't expect that government will do for us, and then we are not doing for those people who are expecting us to do for them what we have refused to do.
Absolutely. Rhodalyn, thank you so much for your thoughts on this. So the roadmap for the strike action, it began on Monday. So Monday, June 2nd and June 3rd, we saw the nurses and midwives with the red bands and the red wristbands. For the 4th to the 8th, and today is the 5th, a withdrawal of OPD services amongst others. And then from the 9th, our nurses and midwives say if they don't hear from government, they will be withdrawing all services. So the countdown is on, and the pressure is certainly on as we count down to June 9th, where nurses say that they will be just completely withdrawn.